guys, what's happening? Welcome to the Mixtape with your girl Amy. You know it's the only place to be on a Thursday night. Now I have to start off by saying this is the last show of this series, but don't worry, we're just going to recharge the batteries and we'll be back before you know it. Now on this week's show, she's kind of become a household name now. It's Preeya Kalidas. Welcome to the Mixtape.
Thanks for having me.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm not bad, thank you.
Good.
So let's start off by talking about Shimmy.
Right, Shimmy. Shimmy is my debut single for my album. It's vibrant, up-tempo, sassy tune that makes you want to dance.
Because you've really been like performing it on stage at all the Millers. What kind of response have you had?
Amazing. I love performing at the Mellors because the audience are just up for it, you know, and they're really vibrant and they get really excited about seeing, you know, their favourite artists. And I've been working with, because Mumsy Stranger's on the track, who is amazing and brilliant, and he starts off his set and then he introduces me on his onto the stage, and I love it because he's just good vibes, good energy, and it's just great, you know, just getting out to the audience and actually performing the material that you've
worked so hard,
and created in the studio. And I love creating the music and being in the studio, and when you start at the beginning of the day with nothing and you just got a blank canvas, and then by the end of the day you've got this track that you're vibing to, you and the producers.
What's that feeling like though? Because you know, like at one time you've got this idea in your head and you have to get it down on paper or your book or your BlackBerry or whatever, and then you're kind of in the studio and you're working on this song, and then the end product. What's the feeling like? Can you even describe it?
I don't think you can. I don't think you can really put it into words. It's just like to actually to be part of that creative process from the onset is amazing, and to actually, it's like something suddenly coming to life.
Yeah, of course.
It's
like
that
an
is
idea,
amazing. Yeah, that is amazing. And you know, there's no real kind of process of doing it, because it's about vibes. Because sometimes you go to the studio and it's just not working for whatever reason. It's not just because it's just about vibes.
But has that happened to you before? Like, have you worked with different producers and the vibe's just not been there?
Do you know what? Luckily, that hasn't happened.
Really, never?
I think sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Like, I've been in the studio with certain producers, and maybe we have to come back the next day, and then the next day there's just something else that's kind of inspired us, or just musically or lyrically or whatever, that's kind of gets us started. But it depends.
Okay, so you spoke about Mumsy Stranger. How did that all come about, working with Rishi Rich and Mumsy Stranger, the whole Rishi Rich camp?
Well, I've known Rishi for quite a while, since he started out, and we actually performed. I think I was about 16, and Rishi, and I think it was Jay Sean, we were all performing at this Mellor in Birmingham. So we all met then. Yeah, it was quite a while ago, and so I've known Rishi, you know, over the years, just through obviously the industry and stuff, and I've always wanted to work with him, but it's just been about timing and opportunity. And what happened was, when we'd recorded Shimmy, I spoke to management and I said, you know, I really want some male energy on the track.
Yeah.
And I spoke to Nihal, who's, you know, works at Radio 1 and presenter, and he recommended Mumsy, and who I'd heard his stuff before, and I'd seen the video.
Did you really want to bring another Asian artist in? Is that what it was?
I was open. Yeah. It was just, I was open to ideas. But when he mentioned Mumsy, and I thought, God, actually, that's a great idea. But I didn't really, because I'd seen and I've heard his single, One More Dance. I didn't really know about his sort of bashment side. So when
he's quite a versatile performer.
He's so versatile, so talented, and he also produces as well. So when we'd sent him the track, and he'd agreed to sort of do his thing to it, and we got it back, we loved it. So, and as soon as I heard that Preeya Kalidas, I was like, yeah,
okay, this is the guy.
Working. Yeah, it just works. And when I met him as well, it was just fortunate that we actually got on, and he's such a cool character. He's so cool. He's so funny, and we just have really good time. So when we perform, I just love it, because he just you know, he sets the tone. He kind of
brings the stage to life, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really does. He really knows how to work it, and so I feel like I'm in really good company when I'm on stage with the likes
Well,
of
you
him.
seem like, from looking at the performances, you seem like you enjoy it when you're out there.
I really do, I really do. And obviously that comes from the atmosphere and the audience, and then obviously Mumsy, and we performed at Leicester, and it was the first time we actually had H. Dami with us on our set.
There's a remix to it,
There's
right?
a remix that Rishi did with H. Dami, and I love it. It's like a reggaeton sort of bhangra vibe, and we've sort of put it in our set. And unfortunately, past couple of times we performed, H wasn't around, and he was doing his own
But
thing.
I seen you in Leicester. You were kind of doing the shoulder movements and really going for it.
yeah,
You know, the bhangra moves were in there.
Yeah, I learned it was all at the, all the weddings I've been to.
Because, when you're performing on stage, it's kind of like, do you kind of go into like this alter ego kind of thing? And because your sassiness comes out on stage, I have to say, Mrs.
Well, I suppose so, yeah, because I think sometimes you have to sort of take yourself out of Preeya, because when you're performing on stage and you're performing the track, and because the track is sassy and it has that element of slight, I suppose she's got a bit diva.
She's got to do her stuff on stage.
She's got to do her thing, and I quite enjoy that as well. So, yeah.
How important is it for you to kind of keep in touch with your Asian kind of fan base?
Oh, it's really important, and because they've always supported me throughout my career, and to actually get out there and perform to the community, and see what their response is brilliant.
And do you find it hard to for people to differentiate between Amira in EastEnders and Preeya? Like, do people still kind of associate you with EastEnders and
Yeah,
the
they
character?
do, but it's not a bad thing, because it was...
So you don't mind that?
I don't mind that at all, but also I have done other stuff before EastEnders, so people do know me from, say, Bombay Dreams or
yeah.
Bring It Like
I think
Beckham,
Bombay Dreams is like the biggest one.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was huge, and so it's not to say that I've been in EastEnders for 10 years and people just know me from that.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the most recent thing. It's the most current thing, but because people have been so responsive and so positive about it, and I loved being part of such an amazing, huge show,
Of course.
and playing such a fun, fabulous character, and being part of such a powerful and important storyline. No, it doesn't bother me, because then also with the music, the people obviously they're really excited about seeing you because they've seen you on TV and seen you on shows like EastEnders, and then they actually see you doing your thing as Preeya, and I think that's even sort of just a little bit another side for them to see, and so far they've been really, really supportive.
It's kind of like we have Preeya the actress and Preeya the performer and the singer. Mm-hmm. So what do you prefer?
Do you know what, they all lend themselves to each other. I can't really just pick one, because they're actually quite different in what the kind of buzz that I get from them, because when you're playing a character and you're actually trying to portray you get a script, and it's your job as an actor to lift that character from the page, and to portray this character for an audience to watch and to believe, and with music it's you expressing yourself, and it's more my baby, because when I go in the studio, no one's telling me, oh, you need to sing this, or you need to this is what you're doing.
You're doing it how you want to do it.
Yeah, and it's more directed by me. So
do you feel it's more personal?
Yeah, it's much more personal. And music is so powerful in the impact and the effect it has on people, and how it can just bring people together, and that's why I love it.
It's like a universal language, really. You don't have to understand the language, like the songs being sung in. It's just that, it just has emotions attached to it. So.
Yeah, it can affect you. It has such an emotional impact.
Of course.
And it can uplift you. It can help you when you're feeling sad. And I think just to have that power through music is amazing, and to be able to make music that can affect people is, I think, is special. So that's why I've always wanted to make music.
You seem really passionate about your music,
and
it really comes across when I'm talking to you right now.
I know you're going to make me cry. No, I am very passionate about music. I always have been, and that's why some people who don't really know me from that side, who know me as an actor, and think that, oh, it's just something that I'm now trying to do. It's actually something that I've always been doing. In the midst of acting and stuff, I've always been, whenever I had time off, I'd go to studio. So
no one knows that, so because we always see you in different programs, and so yeah, from Bombay Dreams, we've seen the musical side as well.
Yeah,
so
but again, that was somebody else's songs who was, but in the sense it was not my own thing, and it was being directed and dictated by obviously the powers of Andrew Lloyd Webber and that whole machine, which was amazing to be part of because it was so groundbreaking of its time. And I got to sing Shakalaka Baby, which was the great song that came from the show and was A.R. Rahman's song, and it was, I love doing that. But you know, for me, it's always been about trying to do my own thing.
See, it's nice. It's nice to hear an artist talking about how they want to be creative, and they want to be different, and they want to be, you know, individual, because you don't really get that nowadays. So, and it's really important to yourself as an artist.
It is important because as an artist, you don't want to emulate other artists. You know, you don't want to just be like somebody else. You want to just represent you. And there have been certain opportunities along the way where there are people that wanted to kind of dictate even musically, and thought that they had a vision for me that actually wasn't my own vision. So I kind of didn't take up those opportunities. I've actually waited for the right opportunity and the right timing, where for me it was about finding a team of people that actually could help facilitate my vision.
How do you know when the time's right though? Because you know, like when you have all these opportunities and they're coming at you, you're like, which ones do I take? Which ones do I not take?
Yeah, you do. I mean, you do have those moments. Yeah, you do. But you gotta have faith. And I do believe in instinct, and I also believe in, you know, following your gut. And there are certain, I'm not saying there were like loads and loads of opportunities. There was a few opportunities.
I was just saying there was loads.
No, there wasn't loads. That weren't necessarily the right opportunities though. You've got to, you know, I think it's difficult because obviously in this industry it is about opportunity, and sometimes there's certain things that you might not think, certain opportunities that you might not think, it's the right thing, but maybe I should do that to get me to...
yeah, I know what you're saying, yeah.
But, like for instance, I'll give you an example. I was approached to take part in the Eurovision Song Contest.
Okay.
So it was, you know, that whole thing where they do the process where they have like certain, like about 6-7 acts, and then the audience vote for whoever they want to represent England. Right. So I was asked to possibly do that, and I just didn't feel like it was the right thing for me, but it might be for somebody else.
Of course, yeah.
So
you kind of just have to, if you feel it's right, go with it. If not, then kind of step
and there
away.
was a lot of people at the a few people at the time who said to me, you know, this is, if you don't do this, it's the biggest, you're making the biggest mistake of your life.
But there's always going to be people like that.
Well, exactly. So that's what I mean. You've got to follow your instincts and your gut. And I just went, you know what, I'll take that risk.
So saying that, you've got a really good team around you right now. And it's good to have positive people around you.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like I said, people that actually share your vision. Well, you've got to have that vision in the first place.
On that note, we'll take a break. So we'll see you on the other side.